Hi friends! Hi friends! Welcome back to Get Your Play Online. My name is I'm so excited that you are joining us today here at Get Your Play Online. Here at 3 o'clock, we have an arts and crafts time. And today is our first time in a while that we are doing live activities. Really exciting day, and we are so glad that you are here. So, for our arts and crafts time today, we are going to be making paper birds. So, here is an example of what yours might look like. So, it's going to be super fun, and you probably have everything you need right at your house. So this is our super fun activity. We're just gonna wait one more minute for some more friends to hop on. But I have a question for you before we start. Can you name all 4 seasons? Do you know what they are? There are 4. Can you name them? Good. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall. And do you know which season we're going into right now? Good. So we just finished up winter and now we're soon starting springtime. And in springtime, lots of birds come out, and we'll see lots of birds making their nests, and we might even see some little baby birds in their nests. And the mama birds would go get food for them and then bring them back to their nests to feed their baby birds. So, because we are almost in springtime, at least for our friends who live in North America, we are going to be making our paper birds today here for arts and crafts time. So we are going to go ahead and get started. So let me tell you everything that you will need to make paper birds. First, you will need some colorful paper. Be construction paper or whatever you have at your house, just colorful paper. You will also need a pencil and an eraser. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of drawing, and we might make some mistakes, and that's okay, but that's why we have a pencil and an eraser. And you will also need some Scotch tape. That's the clear kind of tape. And you will also need a scissors. If you're not allowed to use the scissors, make sure you ask a grown-up for help, and we always want to be very careful with our scissors because they are sharp. And that's all you need. So I'll go ahead and give you a minute to go gather your supplies, everything that you'll need for our activity, and then we'll get started in just a minute. While you are gathering supplies, I'll give you a close-up view of my paper bird that I made as an example. So here you go. You can see our paper bird. So you can see we have a body piece here. You can see that. We have wings that have folds in them. We have a tail that also has folds. And we have a beak at the front. We have eyes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, if you also have googly eyes at your house, you could use those. But if you don't, that's okay too. You could just use a marker to draw on eyes like I did. So that is how we'll be making our paper bird. And you can see there's a little slit in the belly area where we'll put the wings in, but I'll show you how to do all of that. I'll take you through step by step. All right. Okay, so let's get started now. If you're finishing up gathering all of your supplies, that's okay, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. So first thing for us to do is to choose what color we want the body of our bird to be. So in this example, I made my bird's body purple, a light purple color. Can you see that? Well, you can make your bird's body any color that you want. It could be the color of a bird in real life, or it could be a color of a bird pretend. It could be hot pink or crazy lime green. It could be a pretend color or a real life color. That is your choice. So pick a color. I'm going to make my bird's body this pretty blue color. Right, so once you have your sheet of paper, you're going to fold it in half. My piece of paper is a square, so I'll just fold it in half. But if you have a rectangle piece of paper, make sure you do it hamburger style instead of hot dog style. I'll show you what that looks like. 1 second. Okay, so if you have a piece of paper that is a rectangle like this, make sure you fold it like this way. Don't fold it like this way, okay? All right, so go ahead and fold it in half. It should look something like this after you're done folding. All right. Okay. So now we are going to do something that might be a little bit tricky, but I know you can do it. So get out your pencil and your eraser, because remember I said today we might make some mistakes, and that is okay. That's why we have an eraser. All right. So we are going to be drawing the bird's body, okay? And we're just going to do our very best with this. It does not have to be perfect. Birds' bodies can look all different ways, so that is okay if it's not perfect. So when we look at our bird's body, we see a head up here, and then we have a belly coming down here, and then I'm going to take off the tail so you can see. We have it coming up here and being pointy at the end where the tail is. So we are going to draw that shape, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Okay? So this is how we do it. So first, hold your paper up and make sure that the fold is on the top and the open part is on the bottom. So hold it in front of you with the fold on the top and the open part on the bottom. That part is very important. Okay, now take your pencil and take your finger and put your finger up on the top part where the fold of the paper is. So you can see here I have my finger, and I'm just putting it along the top part of my paper where the fold is. So you can see I'm just laying it along here, okay? And I'm gonna make a little dot where my finger stops. So you can see it's about a finger length in from the side of the paper. Can you see where I made that little dot? It's hard to see because it's kind of dark. There it is. All right, so I made my dot up there. Where'd it go? There it is, okay? I made my dot. And that is where I'm gonna start drawing my bird, okay? So here we go. So to start, I'm going to draw a C shape. So do you know how to draw the letter C? Okay, so I'm gonna draw a C. I think it's gonna be backwards for you guys, so I'm actually going to hold it up like this, so you can see a little bit better. I'm also going to do it with marker, just so you can see better, but you should do it with pencil so that you can erase if you make a mistake, okay? So I'm gonna do this with marker. Ready? So on your dot, hold your pencil on your dot, and you're gonna do a C shape. Make it a little bit big, just like this. Watch me and then you can do it. Ready? Okay. Here we go. You see my C shape? Okay. So go ahead and do your C shape. Remember, start on the dot and then do your C shape. Great job. Good job. Okay. And remember, you have an eraser and you're using pencil, so if you make a mistake, you can always erase. But also, it's okay to make mistakes. Like I said, birds are shaped all different kinds of ways, so it... Alright, we're going to move on to our next part. So now, we are going to draw a little flat line. Ready? So we're going to keep on drawing from where we stopped. Short, flat line, like this. Okay? So you see the flat part? Just like that. A short little flat line, not too long. Okay. And now we are going to draw a big U shape. Okay? But the U is not going to go down very far. It's only going to go down a little bit. Ready? So watch me first and then draw. So I'm going to go back to where I stopped. I'm going to go down, 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 down just a little and then back up. Okay? See how I did that? Down, 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 back up. And I'm also going to have you make a few different birds. So if you don't like how your first one turns out, you can make another one. So it's okay. All right. So there's your bird. And so you made your U shape. Okay. And now we're going to finish our bird. So hopefully you'll have just a little bit of space left until you get to the end of your page. And so now I'm going to have you, from where you stopped here, I want you to draw a dot here. Draw a dot where your line stopped. You see that? Draw a dot. And I want you to draw another dot up here at the very corner of our page. The very top corner of our page. Do you see that? So we have a dot here and a dot way up here at the very corner of our page. Okay? All right. And now I want you to connect those dots in a straight line. Okay? So I'm going to do it, and then you can do it. Ready? I'm just going to draw a straight line connecting those two dots. See that? Draw a straight line between those two dots. Okay? Okay. So this is what your shape should look like. It might look a little bit different, and that's totally okay, but this is kind of what your shape should look like. This is going to be the body of our bird. All right, so super exciting, because now we get to cut it out. And we're going to start to see our bird is going to start looking like a bird. So super fun, okay? So this is again what it looks like. And we're going to cut it out now. Okay, so grab your scissors. Again, if you're not allowed to use the scissors by yourself, make sure you have a grown-up help you. And hold up your paper. Make sure the fold is at the top and the open part is at the bottom. Okay, and now go ahead and cut out the shape that we just drew. It's okay if you need to turn it upside down to cut it out. It's okay. Just pick it up and cut it out. See how I'm doing that? So when you're done, it should look something like this. This should be the shape that you get when you're done cutting it out. I'll give you some more time to cut though. But I also wanted to say, if you end up getting two pieces that are not attached to each other, like two different pieces that are loose, it's okay. What you can do is take your tape and you can just tape them together. You can match them up so that they're on top of each other and just tape them. So you can do tape donuts if you know how to do those. So those would just be, make a tape donut, you get a piece of tape and then you put the sticky side down to the ground and you push up the sides and push it together on the top, and there's a tape donut. So then you would just put that inside, and that is how you would tape your two different pieces together. All right. So you can make a few different tape donuts, or you could just use like long pieces of tape on the outside to tape your two pieces together. I'll give you about 30 more seconds to finish cutting out your bird. All right, we are going to move on to our next step. So our next step is to fold our bird. So this is the head of our bird, and this pointy part is the tail of our bird. We are going to take the head and bring it to the tail. And we're going to pinch it over here. So it looks kind of weird now, but that's okay. So you can see we have our head touching our tail. And here we have this part over here. So on this folded part, I'm going to take our scissors and make a little cut. Don't worry, it's okay that we're making a cut. We're going to make a little cut. Not too big, but just a little bit in. You can see how big my cut is. You see that? It's about as big as your fingertip. You see that? Not as long as your whole finger, but just as big as a fingernail is how big your cut should be. Okay? So just a tiny cut. See that? All right. Did you make your cut yet? Okay. So now, once you've made your cut, you're going to open it back up, and just like magic, you'll see in the middle of our bird we have a little hole. That is just what we want. See that? Okay, remember? So if you're still working on making your cut, it should be as long as your fingernail. And you're just cutting in like this. Okay, and then open it back up and you'll see your cut. Okay, all right, so now that we have our cut made, it is time to choose the color of our wings on our bird. So in the example that I made, I used yellow wings. Now, what color do I want to use for my bird this time? I think I want to do pink wings. Color you want. So get a different piece of colored paper and we're going to make wings. So get your piece of paper out. All right, and we're going to fold it in half. So it should look something like this when it's folded in half. If you have a rectangle piece of paper, it doesn't matter which way you fold it in half. You can fold it in half like this, or you can fold it in half like this. It's okay, you can do it either way. Okay, and now once you fold it in half, we're going to fold it in half again. So flip it down like this. And fold it in half again. If you are using cardstock like me, which is like really thick paper, it might be kind of tricky to fold it. That's okay. You might have to pinch it along the edges with like 2 fingers because cardstock is really thick and so sometimes it's hard to fold. You just have to use your fingers like this to get it to make the folds. Okay. All right, so you made 2 different folds. So now open your paper back up and you can see we have 4 sections in our paper. Okay. Now we're going to take our scissors and cut along those lines. Okay. So we're going to cut this into 4 different sheets of paper. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces of paper. So just cut on the lines where we just folded. I'm so glad that we are doing live events again. Live means that I am doing this right now as you're watching this. Online, we make a lot of videos and then we post them later. But that means that we're not, when you watch them, we made them a long time ago and they're not happening at the same time. But with these live videos, I'm doing it in real life at the exact same time that you're watching it, which is super fun. Also, tonight, I believe it is at 5 o'clock. Have a fun in the kitchen time. So make sure you tune in for that as well. All right. So you should have 4 pieces of paper. I'll give you another minute to finish cutting them out. Once you are finished making your bird at the very end, not yet, but at the very end, we would love to see your pictures of how your craft turns out. So go ahead and you can comment them on this video, or you can email them in to getyourplayonline@gmail.com. You can ask your parents to help you with that. We would love to see what colors you used and how your birds look. Okay, so you should now have 1, 2, 3, 4 different pieces of paper. So take one of them, and we are now going to start folding them to make wings. You can see how the wings are folded, and they kind of look like French fries. If they're like waffle fries, if you've ever seen those kinds, or crinkle cut fries is what they're sometimes called, when they have just the zigzags like that. They also look like an accordion, if you've ever seen an accordion, but it's basically just like a zigzag. So I'll show you how to make those kind of folds. So take your piece of paper and take your finger again. We're using our finger today for a lot of measuring. Take your finger and put it down on the piece of paper. Okay, and you see how much that is? That is about how wide we want one of our folds to be. Okay, so you can take your pencil and make a little dot just so we can see that. So take your finger, lay it down there, and then take your pencil and make a little line next to it so that we can see how wide we want it to be. You see that? That's about how wide. It doesn't have to be exact or perfect, but just about that wide is good. Okay, so now we are going to take the top of that piece of paper and fold it down. Make sure that you fold about where you made that little line. You're going to want to make your fold on that line. Okay. If it's easier for you, you can flip your piece of paper over so that where you made the side where you made your mark is facing down onto the table, and you can flip it up so that you can see your line. That might make it easier for you to make your fold. Okay. So you can see how I made my first fold. That's about how big a fold should be. Okay? All right. So there's our first fold. So now we made our fold like this. So now we are going to fold it back like this. So if our first fold is on this side of the paper, we need to, so look at this. If our first fold is on this side of the paper, we need to flip our paper over and lean the paper back like this, okay? And we're gonna press down like this, okay? Do you see how I did that? So now it's gonna look like this. Okay. Okay. So now let's do the same thing again. So remember our folds were on this side of the paper. So now we flip our paper over and we put our fingers down here and we press down. You see how I'm doing that? Press down like this and smush it down like this. And here we made another fold. Great job. Okay, so now we are going to turn our paper over again. Put our fingers down here at the bottom of our paper. Take fingers up here. Push it down like this. And push it down. So you might have to use your muscles. And you can see we're just making more and more folds. Okay? It's kind of like a spring. You see that? It's like boing, boing, boing. Okay. And now we're going to flip it over to the other side. Put our fingers down here at the bottom. Make another fold. Push it down. Smooth it out with our fingers. And we're going to flip it over again and do the exact same thing. You can see how we just keep getting more and more folds. So keep on doing that until you get the whole way down to the bottom. Once you're all done, your paper should look something like this. It's okay if it's not perfect. That is totally fine. I'll give you another minute to finish up your folding. Okay, so there we finished up our folding. All right, so now we're going to smush it together so it's really small and close together like this. And now we're going to take our bird and hold it sideways like this so that it can fit through the slit that we made in our bird when we cut it, okay? So I'm going to put it down here through my bird's belly, okay? And if your paper cannot fit through your bird's belly, if you made your slit too small, that's okay. Here's how you can fix it. So you're gonna fold your bird again like this, and just take your scissors and come in here and just make it a little bit longer. You can cut it a little bit longer. All right. But yeah, make this small, smush it together, stick it down in here through the bird's belly. Okay, and you're going to want to take this side and pull it up, and take the other side and pull it up too, so that they kind of make a U shape. And you can fold them a little bit, like you can see what my fingers are doing there. I am folding them where they go through so that they both face up toward the sky. Okay, and you can open up the wings more. Isn't that beautiful? I love this craft. So there you go. It should look something like this. All right. But we're not done yet, okay? So now take another piece of paper and we are going to do the exact same thing. We are going to fold it to make the tail part. So you can see on my example we have a tail feathers as well, so we need to make a tail. So again, take your finger on here and make a dot after it. And then flip it over and make a fold on the dot. Push it down with your fingers. Okay, and now we flip it over and we push down like that, okay? Remember, now what do? We flip it over again. So keep on going. If the folding is really hard for you, you can ask a grown-up to help, and they can help to get you started. All right, so here we have another piece of paper folded. So this is going to be for our tail feathers. So look at the bird. Which end is the head and which is the tail? Right, this one is the head and this one is the tail. So to make our tail, we are actually going to cut this in half. So take your scissors, put it in the middle, and cut it. There we go. It's a shorter one. Okay. Now, make sure you have your tape nearby because we're going to need it. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Take your folded thing that we just made, your small folded thing, and put it on top of the end of your bird, okay? So you can see how we have little triangle things. They kind of look like little tents. Just pick one of the triangles and just sit it on the tail. Can you see how I'm doing that? I'm just picking a triangle and sitting it on the tail. Any triangle works. Try to pick one near the middle, but just, yeah, pick a triangle and sit it on the tail. Okay? And now, smush. Make sure it's not right on the very end of the tail. Put it, slide it up on the tail a little bit farther, okay? So it shouldn't be right on the very end of the tail. Slide it up a little bit farther because we don't want it to fall off, okay? And now, pinch your tail feathers together like this, okay? And now, get a long piece of tape, like this long, tear it off. You might need a grown-up to help you because you might need 2 hands for this part. And we're going to wrap it the whole way around. You see how I did that? It went the whole way around. Okay. All right. Great. And if you feel like your tail is falling off, you can always put some more tape connecting the bird's body to the bird's tail. You can put some tape like right in here. That would be good to help the tail not fall off. Okay. So we are almost done our bird, but we still need to do a few more steps. So the next thing that we need to do is make a beak for our bird. So you can see on my example, I have a beak that looks like this. So you can make your beak orange if you want, or you can make your beak any color you want, because remember, this is your bird. You can make it however you want. I'm going to make my beak orange. So I'm going to get some orange paper. I'm just going to use a leftover sheet from earlier. It doesn't need to be a whole sheet. It can be a small sheet because we're only going to need a little bit of paper. Okay. And now that you have your sheet of paper that you're going to use to make your beak, take your pencil and your eraser. I'm going to use marker so you can see it better. And draw a triangle. This is the kind of the shape that we want our triangle to be. We want it to be long. We want it to be a long triangle. But it can be any shape that you want. It doesn't have to be perfect. So, ready? So I'm going to make mine like this. Just drawing one triangle. You see what that looks like? That's about how big we want it to be. Okay. So once you draw your triangle, go ahead and cut it out. And then hold it up to your bird like this on the very front part of your bird, not on the top like this because that looks pretty crazy. Hold it on the bottom because that's where a bird's beak would be. Hold it right about there and think, do I like how that looks? Or do I want to draw another triangle and try a different shape? What do we think? I like how mine looks. I think I'm going to keep it. But if you want to try a different triangle shape, that's okay too. So I'm going to keep my triangle shape. So once you have a triangle shape that you like, you put it down on your piece of paper and you're going to trace it. Put it down on your paper and then take your pencil and draw around the edges of it. We're going to trace it, okay? So that we have another triangle that is the exact same size and shape. All right, and then cut out that one as well. Okay. So now you should have two triangles that are the exact same size and shape, which is just what we want. All right. So now, get a piece of tape ready. And take one of your triangles and put them down here. Put it down here on the front of your bird. Remember, don't put it up near the top. Put it down here near the bottom. That's about where a beak would go on a real bird. Okay, and put a piece of tape like this. Okay, you can tuck in the edges of the tape. This is what it should look like. See the beak on the front of our bird? That's what it should look like. Okay, and now once you've done that, we're going to turn it over to the other side, and we're going to tape the other triangle on that side. So get another piece of tape ready. Okay, and on the other side, match up the triangle like this. Take it and match it up. You see that? Okay, and I'm going to put my piece of tape on. Like that. And with all the extra part that's just hanging off the side of the bird, I'm just going to push it down as best as I can. So then this is what it should look like after it's all taped up. All right. And now we just have one more step and then we are all done. Okay? We just need to draw an eye on our bird. So you can get a marker to draw an eye, or if you have googly eyes, you can get your googly eyes and some glue to do that. The kind of glue that would work best is liquid glue. A glue stick might not work. It might not stick if you use a glue stick, or a glue stick. You could also use a glue gun, a hot glue gun, if you have a parent help you. But yeah, liquid glue would be the best kind of glue to help glue your googly eyes on. It's a tongue twister. Glue your googly eyes. Okay. So now we're going to draw an eye. I'm just going to use a marker because I don't have any googly eyes at my house. And draw your eye about in this area. It should be toward the top of your bird. It should be above the beak, but a little bit back. So go up from the beak and then back more. So to draw an eye, I just draw a circle with a dot in it. You can draw eyelashes if you want. You can get creative. This is what my eye looks like. And then I'm going to flip it over to my other side and draw another eye. All right. Well, that is our paper bird. We did it! Great job! So here you can see my finished product. And here's my example from when I did it the first time. So there's two different paper birds that you can see. So great job. Again, I would love to see how you made yours. You can put a picture of it in the comments of this video, or you could send in a picture. Ask your parents to email us a picture at getyourplayonline@gmail.com. I would love to see your paper birds. All right, well, we do not have time to make a second paper bird, but you are totally welcome to replay this video, watch it again, and make a second one with some extra paper that you have, because now you know how to do it, and so you can go do it yourself and watch this video again if you need reminders of the steps of how to do it. Well, you did a great job making your birds today. And make sure you stay on the lookout for all the birds that are outside this time of year as they are making their nests and feeding their babies, because springtime is just around the corner. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Sarah, and this has been Arts and Crafts Time here at Get Your Play Online. Make sure you join us for fun in the kitchen time later today at 5 p.m. That will be another live segment, and that's going to be a really fun time too. So I hope you'll tune in again, and I'm so glad that we got to hang out together. Bye everyone!